The administration looking to strike 90 deals during the president's 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs. Job Creators Network Foundation President Elaine Parker and research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, E.J. Antoni, joining me with more on that. This is an interesting time to talk about tariffs, and in particular, Elaine, I feel like people are finally learning more about it, and they're not just relying on, say, what a network has to say about it. People are hearing more about it. They're beginning to understand. Is that where you land on this right now?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I actually interviewed a small manufacturer in Northern Illinois this week. She's the CEO of HM Manufacturing, and she's seeing positive signs with these tariffs. She understands that this is a strategy to get to long-term good policy and fair trading relationships. She's also said that she is reshoring some parts that she was purchasing from China, which is going to lead to her hiring some more people and also an opportunity to provide more product to other customers. Those are all positive signs, but there is turmoil for small business owners. There is turmoil out there. She recognizes that. And what she's asking for and what other small business owners are relaying to me is that they need certainty. And what Congress can do is work on passing and extending the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which will bring certainty to those small business owners and allow them to plan. And once we have a good trading relationships worldwide, along with the tax cuts, we will have more and better jobs in this country.
Yeah, stability rules the day. Let me share a quick graphic before we share some sound, EJ. This is the countries in which we are currently engaged in tariff talk. We're talking about countries like Taiwan, Israel, Argentina, Japan, and Vietnam. Let me ask you, if deals roll out, I don't know, a couple of weeks from now, does that help in terms of calming jitters in the market and maybe giving the business community writ large more confidence that this will all work out?
Oh, certainly, Kevin. I think that analysis is spot on. But I would add that I think the most important deals to get right now are actually not with our main trading partners, but with China's. Remember, the goal here is to box China out from world trade, not box the United States out. That's really what a lot of investors have been afraid of since these reciprocal tariff rates were announced. People looked at the rates, saw they didn't make any sense, and were afraid that we were going to isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. So this 90-day pause, I think, has been a great move. The higher rates concentrating on China, the number one bad actor when it comes to international trade abuses, is also a really good thing. And you're right, as we start notching these wins, right, as we start getting these trade agreements in place, again, particularly those with China's main trading partners, that's going to help isolate China and help speed this trade war to a good conclusion.
Elaine, let me get your reaction. This is Caroline Levitt. She's talking about the idea that the president is working on doing what EJ just talked about, boxing out China and creating more value for the American business community and for American consumers by having these negotiations. Here's Caroline Levitt, the press secretary.
He's hoping that there will be good deals made before the 90 days is up, and we will cut those deals as soon as we possibly can, country by country, tailor-made deals for each and every country as they all propose unique challenges and unique assets to each country.
Let me get your reaction to what she said there, Elaine. And is that possible, this idea of slowly, one by one, or do we need sort of a full sweep here at some point?
Well, look, I think we're moving in the right direction. These countries came and said, hey, let's sit down at the kitchen table and have a conversation and work out some fair deals. And that's what we want to see. We may see, it takes a long time to get through these types of negotiations. They're complicated. And maybe we'll see some of the larger countries, or what Trump has said is the people who come to the table first, obviously will get the best deal. Maybe those will create models that will, other countries we can then implement those across the board. Maybe those are some options to look at. Yeah. But I agree with EJ, boxing out China is the way to go. They don't follow the rules. And they aren't fair. And when my children were younger and they didn't follow the rules and they weren't fair to their friends, I put them in timeout alone. That's where China is, in timeout alone.
Very interesting perspective. EJ, I've got about 20 seconds or so. I do want to add this. As Elaine was talking there, it just dawned on me. Don't forget, we're talking about the exemption today. The president announced phones, computer chips, and also I believe there's some other but yeah, I would call them major carve-outs as we move forward. Again, this speaks to that tailoring, trying to make sure that we're not boxing out the American consumer, even as the administration applies maximum pressure on China.
That's right, Kevin. And it's also, we should also point out, this is preventing a boxing out of American business. More than half of what we import is actually resold. We import, for example, these computer chips that have been exempted so that we can make them into electronics, which we then turn around and sell, not just here, but abroad, too. So, again, very, very important that we have these carve-outs for these intermediate goods, as we call them, so we don't hurt either American consumers or American businesses.
Great to have you with us, E.J. Antonian and Elaine Parker. Good conversation. Thank you both. Have a good weekend.